take him out with you as you go. He kicks you in the groin, bam! Yeah, the groin shot hurts, but give him some pain along the way. You practice your straight ins, practice your angles, different angle attacks here. Come in here, working in combinations. Later you can add neck stuff, nose stuff, ear stuff. Clicking here, driving him back. Move around behind him from the side, this fashion. Completely around, gouging him here. Just make him yours. Have fun with it. Work on your accuracy. If you find yourself starting to hit his forehead and his chin a lot, slow it down. Get your accuracy back. Then start picking up your techniques again. You can work elbow shots. As you retract, take his eyes with you. Elbow, retract, eye. Come in with another elbow, retract, eye. If you can get a couple of hits to the eyes off of one blow, you're saving yourself some money there. Just work it out. Have fun with it. A lot of people are concerned that they could never plunge their fingers into somebody's eyeball. And indeed, there is a natural psychological resistance against running your finger into somebody's eyeball and feeling that goo that is in their eye socket. Let me show you a couple of little training devices that you can use to overcome that natural resistance. The first one uses a cantaloupe with two carved eye sockets here. I'm just going to simply plunge my finger in there just to get the physical sensation of what it feels like to plunge your fingers into somebody's eyes. Here. Now let's look at another exercise, adding the human element to it. Okay, this time we're going to add the human element and a human response to having the eyes gouged. I first learned of this exercise in Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman's book, On Killing, published by Little Brown. The whole idea here is to help you overcome that psychological barrier of plunging your fingers into somebody's eyes. Here's what it looks like. We're using 2 oranges in this technique, and also you want to make sure that your training partner is wearing goggles to protect his eyes against the orange juice. This training exercise brings into play the physical sensation of what it feels like to ram your thumbs into somebody's eye sockets, the audio and the visual of having your partner scream and writhe about as he's feeling this horrific pain to his eyes. This exercise will help you overcome the psychological barrier of penetrating someone's eyes with your fingers. Let's take a look at the 9 angles as they refer to the ear as a target. Now the ear, a hard blow to the ear can cause concussion, can cause damage to the eardrum. You can tear the ear by grabbing the ear and ripping it forward or ripping it backwards. You can cause bleeding in the nose, the mouth, and from the ears from a sharp blow. And it's just excruciatingly painful. Now, just sitting there and doing like this, that hurts. But in the heat of battle, just know that your blow may be tolerated by the guy you're fighting. But again, what we're looking for is at least just a quick little flinch. You hit him, and then you can take advantage of that flinch to follow up with other techniques. Okay, the first direction of force is an upward direction of force. Now, unless he does this for you voluntarily, you're going to have to force him into that position. So I'm going to do this on a live person here shortly, but for now, just imagine that I'm in a clinch with Bob, and when the moment is right, I'm going to grab him by his hair and jerk his head sideways so that his ear is now facing downward. And my direction with my knee is to come up and ram that knee straight into the ear. The second direction of force is high right to low left. Now you can come in with slaps, you can come in with elbows, you can come in with forearms, you can even kick him. let's do a chop. Let's do a shuto hand, knife hand technique. It's almost a cliche with karate, but hardly anybody uses it. It's a good technique here. If you imagine, I'm in my my position here. I block a punch. I come straight down, chop right into the ear here. One of the other things that can happen with a blow to the ear is you can dislocate the jaw. The jaw hinges right in this area. So a blow that maybe lands low into the lobe area, right into the jaw, straight in like this, you can possibly dislocate or even break the jaw. The third direction of force is high left to low right. Now again, I can come in with a chop, I can come in with a back fist, I can come in with a slap. What I'm going to do in this particular case is I am going to slap. I'm going to block that technique and come down and just slap the side of his head. It's a power one. It doesn't have a lot of power because I'm traveling a very short distance, but it's a setup. I get him to think about himself for a second because it sounds like a little firecracker going off in his head. And from here, then I can follow up with other stuff. I can come in and headbutt, I can slap that other ear, and I can do other techniques. The fourth angle is horizontal, right to left. Now you could be in a clinch again. Now you can just take your index finger here and you can just ram it into the ear canal. People hate that. Just straight into that ear canal. You're going to get him to jerk his head to the side, maybe jerk his head right into your other elbow. You can also elbow from this position. I'm here, I get a break on his left side, and I can come right in and just elbow the side of that ear. Again, I'm pointing the pointy part of my elbow right into that ear canal if possible. If I get the forearm in here, that's okay too. It all hurts. The left to right horizontal, again, I can do the same thing, the elbows, the gouge, the slap. Let's do something just a little bit different here. Let's say he throws a jab with this hand. I'm going to block that jab, and I'm going to reach in, and I'm going to grab the side of his head. Now the blow is left to right, but what I'm doing is I'm creating a solid base here so that if I have an avenue here, I'm going to slap that side of his head. What can happen if I don't have that supported? It's still going to hurt, it's going to cause him some grief, but I'm going to get a lot of energy bleed. That means that force is going, his head's going to move over here. Bob's pretty stiff. Normal human, their side of their head may even bang against their shoulder here. A lot of that energy is lost. But by blocking, grabbing his head, I'm grabbing with some prejudice. Bam, here. I'm getting a little bit of slap. Then I come in on this side, hit that side. All that energy is going to go straight into the skull. Straight into the skull. The next direction of force is straight on. Now again, it's sort of like with the nose. Unless he turns his head, I'm going to have to approach from the side here. Again, he throws a punch. I'm going to block, which positions me in a perfect place to shoot a straight direction of force to that ear. I can do any number of blocks. I can do left hand, I can do a chain hand here, I can do two hands, do whatever block that you like that works for you. This is my closest hand, bam, just a quick shot. Probably a power one. I don't have a lot of body mechanics here. I don't want to wind it back. I may not have that amount of time. I'm just right here, bam, here. Now from here, boom, I can follow up with another technique. If I hit this ear and extend that head, this neck is really stretched. If I use this opportunity to follow up with maybe a blow to the nose, I'm really going to hyperextend that neck, or move this hand out of the way for a second shot. Bam, here, his head's already bent. I'm going to cause some major grief in this neck, not to mention some grief to his ear. The next direction of force is from low left to high right. Now, just imagine a kick, maybe a front kick coming in here. I'm going to block that kick. I'm just going to take a short step to cover some distance. I'm going to come right up into that ear. So here, I block, bam, shoot right up to the ear. It's probably a power one, maybe power 1.5. You got a little bit of energy behind it, but I can now shoot other techniques using more body mechanics to generate more force. Okay, in this situation, we're going to go from low right to high left. Again, I can do all the same techniques. I can come in here with the back fists and palms and all kinds of things. Just to show how you can add maybe some self-defense techniques. Say that he's grabbing my wrist and he's cocking this hand back to punch, this arm back to punch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jerk my hand away in the direction of his thumb, and I'll show you that on a live person in a moment, as I simultaneously strike the front part of his shoulder to jam that punch. So it's here, boom, this fashion. I'm going to take a step. Here's my angle. I'm coming straight up, lower right to upper left, right into the ear. So I'm here, down, straight up into the ear. From here, perfect shot for a headbutt and other follow-up techniques. The last angle is straight down. And again, I'm going to have to get his head positioned. Again, I could be in a grappling, in a clinch situation here. I'm going to have to grab his head and turn his head sideways. From here, I can do an elbow drop right into that ear canal. I could come down with my forearm. I could come down with my bottom fist, let him drop all the way to the ground, and finish with a stomp to that ear canal. All right, let's look at the same 9 angles that we did on Bob. Let's look at them with Tim. First 9 angle is an upper direction of force, working off the clinch here. So we toss him around. When I feel a weakness, this time it's in this arm, I'm going to shoot right up for that hair. Twist his head, drive that knee right up into the ear. Okay? Again, it's a little quicker. I'm here, grab, turn, up into the ear. Next technique is high right, my high right to low left. In this position, if you recall, this is he throws a punch, and I'm coming down with a chop to that ear, right into that ear canal. If I get a little lower, one more time, bump, wham, I can catch the ear and get a little bit of that jaw. So I'm here, goes a little faster here, here, right into the side of that ear. Again, look where his face is. Bam, just right for follow-up techniques. The next side here is high left to low right. Again, I can come in with a chop, and I can come in with some elbow techniques here and do lots of other things. Let's go with a slap this time. I'm here, I catch that block, I'm going to kind of cup my hand as I bring it down and slap right into that ear. That cupped adds a suction to that ear, and it really makes that ear pop like a firecracker. So I'm here, pop, here. Bam, look what I got here. Next technique is horizontal. We can do this off a clinch. This is horizontal right to left. I mentioned you can do, if I'm in a position here and I can't really get at him good, he's so strong, I can just take my finger and just push it right into that ear canal. See what it does to his head? From here I can do lots of other things, but it's a nice setup technique. Or I can knock this arm out of the way, bam, come in with an elbow shot. Come back and claw. Lots of nice follow-up things you can do from here. The next angle, number 5, is horizontal left to right. But to get there, we're going to have him throw a jab, or a jab here. I'm going to block it, and bam, come in. I'm going to grab this ear with prejudice here. Bam, cup that ear, and notice how my fingers are supporting his head. From here, I'm just going to take my time. If I have the time, the situation may not be such where I can take a lot of time. If I have the time, I'm going to wind up and just bam, slap that ear here, causing all that energy to go right into the skull. Boom, finish off with a head technique. So up here, he throws that punch, bam, here. Okay. Straight in direction of force. Since his ears are off to the side, unless he looks off to the side, I'm going to have to move. Say he throws a punch with this hand. Now again, I can sweep block, which is my method of blocking. You may like 2 hands here, or pop and free this hand up. It's up to you. It's whatever blocking method you like. Here's my hand, bam, there's his ear. It's probably going to be a power 1. I don't have a lot of wind up. Now I can follow up with another technique from here. Again, he throws it, bam, right into that ear. Look at where his throat is, wham, right on top of it. Bam, claw right down his face. That's a straight in angle. The next angle is lower left to upper right. Now I can come in here, I can smack that ear, I can back fist the ear. Let's do it off a kick to see how you can do it off of a kick. Let's make it a front kick. He throws a front kick, block that kick. Look where that hand is. Boom, straight up. His hands happen to be down. Even if his hands were up, with a kick again, bam, whistle. I got the path. There's the path. It's hard to get a body shot here because his hand's in the way. This path is wide open. Okay, the next angle is lower right to upper left. Now I can strike him with back fists and palm heels, but let's look at a grabbing technique, a typical self-defense situation where he grabs my wrist. As you recall from self-defense classes, you want to pull your wrist in the direction of the weakest part of his hand, which is his thumb. If he grabs, say he cocks that hand back to punch, that's a direct threat. This one just has a hold of me. This is the main threat. I need to worry about that. I'm going to jam that hand against his chest. But as I jam that, I'm going to simultaneously pull that hand loose. And then I'm going to step to the side and hit that ear. I have this arm checked. I've even got some weight against it. That allows me to whip that forearm right into the ear there. So he grabs, chambers, grab, pulls. The next and the last direction of force is straight down. Like the straight up direction of force, I have to position his head because he's probably not going to do it for me. Let's say we're in a clinch situation here. When I feel that weakness, this time I say it's in this arm, I'm going to grab that head, pull it to the side, and I'm going to ram my elbow down into his ear canal. From here, I can finish off with a stomp, a punch, or a kick, and step back. Again, here, we're jockeying around. I feel the weakness. Okay, let's look at some typical street situations using the ears as a target. Let's look at the old clap the ears from a bear hug. He grabs me here. I'm going to come right in here and clap these ears. Where this differs with a lot of techniques, I'm going to grab those ears and twist them. Whichever way he reacts, that's the direction I'm going to take him. Let's say I clap these ears and his head goes back. I'm going to twist those ears and take him down to the ground. Watch his legs. From here, finish one last paste in the ear, move away, try to move away the direction of the head if you have the space. Okay, a little faster. Here, he comes in, grabs. Let's look at it a little faster again, but let's look at it from the direction if his head goes forward, in which case I'm going to take him down forward. He comes in, hugs, boom, here. Take him down, again, boom. Pop him in the ear. Another method is he comes in with a bear hug, clap those ears, that releases his arms. You have two suction blows to the ears, it's tremendous pop in the ears. Releases his arms, or at least weakens them. I grab and I twist him around. He liked it so much the first time, bam, I'm going to give him a second time. I'm going to grab his ears, twist his ears, and pull him down. And again, bam, kick him into his ears. Watch these feet when they fly up. Kind of keep a hand here just in case you land real close. You don't want to catch a leg in the chops here. All right, let's look at a self-defense situation from the mount position here using the ear. He's mounted and he's going to throw a punch. I'm going to block that punch and slap the side of that ear. And then I'm going to grab that ear and pull him down. This hand is now going to hit that ear 2 or 3 times, however many times you feel you got. And then I'm going to bump him off. He rolls over. As I get up, I give him a shot to the ear and step away. A little quicker. All right, let's take a look at one more technique using the clinch and abusing the ears. The idea here is that we're locked up so tight that I can't get anything. Yeah, I can kick and do that kind of stuff, but right now we're just concentrating on the ears. I'm going to do short shots to the ear here. What I'm trying to do is get his attention, get him to think about himself, and get him to claw the ear, just claw straight down, rip that ear. And then finally, when I get the moment, then I can follow up with other stuff. Right now, I'm just trying to wear him down by working those ears, slapping those ears. Every time he gets hit there, it's like a firecracker going off in his head. And I slap the ear, I tear the ear, I take my finger and I gouge it in there into the canal. I rip at the earlobe, slap, and just keep going until his arms weaken, and then I'm able to do other things here. Let's take a look at the 9 angles as they apply to striking the nose. Now, you can just do this to yourself, and that really hurts. But in the heat of battle, you can take a pretty good shot. There are lots and lots of boxers over the years and full contact fighters that get their nose broken in the fight and just continue to go on. But again, what we're looking for here is just a flinch, just a split-second flinch, a reaction where that person focuses on themselves, so that opens the door for you to follow up with more powerful blows. You can knock a person unconscious. You can break the nasal bone deep inside the nose here. You can, of course, break it, cause bleeding, and unconsciousness. 9 angles of attack. The first angle is an upward direction of force. Of course, you can strike with palms coming straight up. I like to use the forearm. It's not a real fast motion, but it's right here. It's especially effective if the guy has his head braced against a wall. You're moving in this, from this motion straight in here, or you can move in with the rear hand here, get just a little bit more power. The shot comes right into the nose in an upward direction. The second angle is high right, your high right to your low left. Works great off a block. You block an attack, you can strike down. Now you can come down with your palm and strike in this fashion. You can come with an overhead elbow and strike down. You can come with a kind of a downward diagonal side elbow in this fashion. Let me introduce you to a technique you may or may not have seen before. It's called the sissy punch. You strike your point of impact on the middle knuckles here, and the strike is like this, hence the name sissy. So I'm here, I block the punch, and I come down in this fashion. I slice right through the nose across this way. Again, I'm exaggerating the motion here. It need not be that larger motion. I come back in a shorter motion, come back for a throat shot or an eye shot, whatever other combination you want to add to it. It's called the sissy punch. I'm just clipping so that I can come back with bigger techniques. Number 3 is high left to low right. Again, I can do the sissy punch. Again, I can come down with an elbow. In this particular situation, let's just have a scenario where, again, I'm going to demonstrate on a live person shortly, but let's pretend that Bob has a stool in his hand or some kind of a big, large object, and he's got both hands and he's bringing it back in this fashion. I'm going to block with 2 hands to stop that blow. My closest hand is this one. So I'm going to use that hand to come down in a slicing motion to strike this way. It's a back fist. It's coming straight down. You notice how quickly this hand can come right back up. I can do follow-up techniques here. Come right here, can come right, strike right back. Again, nice follow-ups. It's a clipping. I'm just going to smash his nose, across his cheek here, so I can come up with other techniques. Okay, the horizontal direction of force, horizontal motion, it works especially well if he should suddenly look off to his left here. I can come right in here and slap. But if it's, as long as it's centered in his head here, I'm going to have to move off to the side. Perhaps he throws a punch here. I can block that punch. My hand is right in position. Come right in with a slap. I could block and actually slap with this one as well. Block, slap right into the nose here. Block, slap to the nose. The left to right horizontal, we do it off a clinch. Again, I'm clinching here. There's a weakness in this arm. I have a freedom to move my arm horizontally and come across with an elbow. If I get a little bit of my forearm in there, that's okay. If I get the point of the elbow, that's even better. I'm here, I'm here. Strike with the elbow. Boom, strike here. We have straight in, number 6. I'm going to use a glove this fashion because Bob's got an especially hard nose here. You can. I'm going to do a headbutt. When striking with a headbutt, you want to strike with where the area that where you wear your sweatband. Don't strike any lower. You certainly don't want to go nose to nose with a guy. You want to use this portion of the forehead into the nose. Don't snap your head. You can injure your neck. It's like a bow. So you're bowing with prejudice here in this fashion. You can use your glove for practice right over his face in this fashion here and strike here. Here. Okay. Straight in. Notice I'm not doing this. It's the same as if I was going to the side. I'm just going to turn my waist back, straight back in this fashion. You don't want to whip, especially backwards. You don't want to whip your head back. Lower left to upper right. I can come in, strike with back fists and come in with chops, do all kinds of techniques. Let's bring the knee into it. It's a little hard with Bob here, but I need to bend him down. And what I'll demonstrate later with my partner is I'm going to just give him a quick shot here. I'm saying, look, I don't want to fight. And as I'm doing that, I'm lowering that soon-to-be striking hand here. I don't want to fight, and then biff into the ribs here. That bends him forward, so as he bends forward, then I can drive that knee up into his nose. Lower right to upper left. Lower right to upper left direction of force. We can do this off of a clinch. We're clinching around. Maybe this arm gets jerked downward. Here's my path. It gets jerked downward and it becomes free. I come up. Now I can come up with a strike, but in this particular case, I'm going to come up with all 4 fingers, and I want at least 2 of them to insert in the nostrils here and tear forward this fashion. Now, if I happen to lose this hand, I can come up here. In this particular case, it's this hand. I come up, grab those nostrils, and tear upward in this fashion. You're going to rip the nostrils upward. The last direction of force is a downward direction of force. Again, I can be here. I'm talking. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want any trouble. Whack. Just here. This is a number 1. It's not much, very powerful. It's a downward here. It's going to startle him so that you can follow up with other techniques. If you have the time and you have the path available, you can strike with this hand. You can have a little more power to drive straight down into that nose. Otherwise, it's going to be a 1 power, and then you can follow with 2 power techniques here in this fashion. Okay, let's look at these 9 angles with a live human being here. The first angle is an upward direction of force. Let's shoot off a shirt grab. He grabs, and as he pulls me in, he's got that fist cocked. I'm going to just go with him, yield with his pull, and whack into the nose here, driving that nose upward. When I do that, his whole world becomes straight upward, and now I can do all kinds of stuff here, whatever I want to do from there. So he grabs, he pulls here into the nose. The second direction is high right to low left, and we looked at the sissy punch here, coming down and clipping the nose in this fashion. Again, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. It's just kind of introducing this technique to you. Let's do this off of a punch. I'm here, I don't want to fight. He throws this big punch. I block. I'm using these center knuckles, and I come down, whack, across his nose. One more time, boom, wham, clip down the nose here. Again, I'm making big motions. I can make that a small motion and come right back with a back fist, bam, here, strike here, whatever you want to do. All kinds of follow-up stuff you can do. Sissy punch. High left to low right. This situation, he's got an object, and he's coming in with both hands, and I want to block that. It's a very powerful, he's got a lot of power coming in here. I'm going to use both hands to block here. This is my